It's me, your teacher Mel, and today we're going to identify the materials that float and sink.
Audio Jungle.
Materials that float and sink. Listen to. Before we start, let us go back to the activity that we did in the previous lesson. Can you still recall it? What do you remember about the lesson? Very good! Last time we talked about the materials that absorb water. Have you ever thought some stick into a pan? Or maybe you like to bring some toys into a tub. Either way, you probably found that not all objects act the same when they are into the water. Some things sink into the bottom, and other things float into the top. Why is that happened? What are some other things that float and sink into the water? Discuss for an experiment. The materials that we need are a container with water, a plastic bottle, a coin, a straw, a leaf, a metal spoon, a stick, some pebbles, a rubber ball, iron nail, and a plastic fork. All we need to do is to put the materials one at a time into the water and let us all observe the materials that float and sink. And also observe the characteristic of materials before placing them into the water. Based on the activity that we did, let's try to answer this. What do you observe when we place the materials into the water? Very good. Some things sink into the water and some things float into the water. Based on the activity that we did, which of the materials sank? Very good. Plastic fork, metal spoon, coin, nail, and pebbles sank into water. And which materials floated? Very good. Plastic bottle, sticks, straw, leaf, rubber ball can float into the water. Okay, class. Since you have a prior knowledge about our discussion today, the materials that float and sink, I will divide you into two groups because we will having a group activity. Each group, choose your leader to present your activity. You will identify those materials that float and sink, and after that, present it to your class. Okay, class, How do we know if the materials float or sink into water? An object float or sink into water when we place it into the water. An object sink into water if the density is greater than that of water. And of course, an object float into the water when the density is less than into the water. The density of an object determines whether it will float or sink in another substance. An object will float if it is less than the liquid it is placed in. An object will sink if it is more dense than the liquid it is placed in. And now class, what float and sink means? When the materials are stay on top, it means it floats. When the materials are fall to the bottom of the water, it means it sink. And now class, here's the examples of those materials that float and sink. Again class, what do you mean if the materials stay on top? Very good. If the materials stay on top, it means it floats because an object floats into the water if the density is less than that of water. So, how about the materials fall to the bottom of the water? Very good. If the materials fall to the bottom of the water, it means it sinks because an object sinks into the water if the density is greater than that of water. How do we know again if the materials float or sink? Very good. The object float or sink when we place it onto the water. An object sink into the water if the density is greater than of water. An object floats into the water if the density is less than that of the water. When the object weight force, the balance by upward push of the water, an object is float or sink. Very good class. I believe that you have a lot of knowledge about our discussion today, but for more information, I will show you the random pictures or object and you are going to describe the materials if it is float or sink.
Is the truck floated or sunk into the water? It sunk. Very good. Is that pencil floated or sunk into the water? It's floated. Very good. Is that a chopstick floated or sunk into the water? It's floated. Very good, class.
Very good class. You get it well. I believe that your knowledge is enough for our quiz. And let's start for our long quiz.
Identify the materials that float and sink. Put a smiling face if the materials are floated and sad face if the materials are sunk.
Good job class. Job well done. Again, this is Mel Borilla, your teacher in science, saying that stay at home, wash your hand, wear your face mask, observe social distancing and physical distancing, and always pray to God. Thank you!